Coach Cooper here. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Today we're going to do a very quick breakdown of the Houston Cougars, specifically what they do on the offensive end, and we're going to cover a few other things that they do really, really well as far as offensive rebounding and kind of their offensive system as a whole. We won't cover it in totality, but it'll just be a quick breakdown. Before we get into the video, once again, I appreciate you guys being here. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I can also be found on fastmodelsports.com. On the screen now is my profile. But there's a lot better coaches on the site than me. Uh, I really I really would like you guys to check it out. Check out their page. They have hundreds of thousands of set plays, drills, offensive breakdowns, defensive breakdowns, and a lot more. They offer the fast draw software as well as their fast scout software. So I encourage you guys to go to fastmodelsports.com and check out everything that they have to offer there. So let's get into breaking down a little bit of Houston's game. So first, we'll just check out some of their individual and team stats here. First thing that jumps off to me is they have 4 players averaging double figures. That's huge. So they have a lot of balance, and something that I've noticed just watching film on them. I've watched them for a few years now, but this year especially, is they're extremely unselfish. They really move the basketball. It seems like they have developed that common swing spot, that high slot. When that ball hits that high slot, that ball doesn't stick. It's either getting driven or passed out of that slot. They've had a lot of success. They got guys that can knife in the paint and make plays. Something else that jumps off the board to me is that they play 10 guys. I mean, if you look here at their minutes, um, get that sorted to break it down numerically there. But they play 10 guys consistently. They played 29 games, and other than Ramon Walker Jr., other than that, they've all kind of played consistently there. I don't know if he's coming back off an injury or not, but you can see he's played 10 games and he's getting 15 minutes per. So they the style they play, to have 10 guys that can come in and play that physical and play that hard, it's huge for them. That's what makes them such a difficult matchup for whoever they play. I mean, if you look at their 10th guy, um, he's averaging a little under 12 minutes a game, but he's putting up 5 points and 4 rebounds, averaging a full block a game, shooting 70% from the field. So it kind of shows the efficiency uh, along with their depth there. It's one thing to play 10 guys, but just playing 10 guys doesn't mean that those guys are going to be efficient. But as you can see, those guys are coming in there and giving them great minutes. So here we're going to get into some of their offensive sets and just overall style of play. Before we get into the video, I just want to give you my thoughts on what I think they're extremely efficient at on this end of the ball. Is first of all, they live in the mid post, and it's something that I think they've perfected better than anybody in the country. They have some guys who flourish in that area, that mid to low post area. They'll post 1 through 5. They'll post their guards, and obviously they'll post their bigs. Their bigs are willing passers. Really, all of them are willing passers, and that's what makes them so effective. And that's the second thing I was going to get into, is that they kick the ball early. They don't charge. They very rarely get called for those drifting offensive fouls where they overdrive into the help. Um, any sign of help, they're kicking that ball. It must be something that they drill and they work on every single day. Really, I'm sure of it, because it's evident that they're trained to do that. And obviously, it takes really, really good players to do that. But you got to credit Kelvin Sampson and his staff for that stuff as well. Those early kicks are very impressive, and we'll see some of that in these videos, as well as their physical duck ins in the mid posts. And then later we'll get into what they do absolutely better than anybody in the country, and that's rebounding their misses. So we'll get into this action first here. Um, this is kind of such a weird alignment, but an effective action. I have two clips of the same set, but it's kind of just like a throwback here with an exchange. Um, and this guy, you can watch his teammate kind of yelling at him here in a second to get where he needs to be, but really he needs to be down here um, on this block is where they want him. But I mean, it's just kind of slow developing flip action here. You can tell Sasser here's telling him to get here because they want this diagonal screen. And here comes a good physical diagonal screen, and this is where they live. I mean, some coaches would say that that's too high of a catch, but I think when you get that catch that that's a little bit higher like that. I mean, of course, if you can bury yourself and get a catch here, do it. But when you're in that low post area, that help is just it's there in your face a little more. If he gets that catch on this block, these two guys are kind of right in his grill there, and he can't observe kind of where the help is and where his easiest kick is, rather than where he's getting this catch here in the mid post. Immediately. I mean, look at his eyes. He's observing and he's letting his guys get spaced and seeing what the best option is here. He gets that spin, and like I said a second ago, they kick the ball early. You're not going to see him try to fight the help, is what I call it. Where you see guys that drive or get into the paint, and the help's there, and instead of just making the easy kick, they'll try to fight that help and try to make a tough contested shot over them, or they'll charge, things like that. Houston is one of the best teams, probably the best team I've seen at early kicks. Any sign of help, they're not going to try to force it. They're getting that ball out there and they're creating rotations. So he spins baseline, immediately sees the help, and he's going to throw that baseline pass and draws two guys on the closeout and into that kick. So we'll watch that one more time here. I'll try not to stop it. Mid post, boom, and just watch how willing they are to kick the ball early when they see the help. Spin baseline, sees the help, gets it kicked, and draws two, and that's what they do. And here's that same action. Here's the same action. So if you notice, instead this time this swing is going to get down here where it needs to be to set up this diagonal screen. So it's a weird alignment to get to that action. You know, I mean, you could think of honestly better ways to get that action, but it works for them. And you'll see that that's consistent throughout their offense. They're not reinventing the game by any means, and that's not me knocking it. They're amazing at what they do, and they're efficient at what they do. Um, but it just comes down to physicality, good screening, and most importantly, good spacing. So you get that throwback action, and I mean you're going to get a physical screen by a guard there, and that's the second part of what I keep talking about is yes, they're going to kick the ball early, but if you don't help, then they go. You know what I mean? If they see no help, okay, that's my trigger. I'm going to go score the basketball. So he catches and he's observing, and nobody really shows. So he's going to go make a one-on-one play. If anybody wants that action right there, I will leave my email in the description, or you can message me on Twitter. And if you want any of these diagrams, I have them in my fast draw. So just email me or message me on Twitter, and I will get those diagrams to you. So this action here, I mean, this is really, honestly, this is just kind of like their base offense. And this is what they do. You get the little ghost screen, and then you're going to get a little inside cut drive action here with really good spacing. So that inside cut, he's just trying to brush that defender. And if you see here, he's trying to get that hard duck in to get that lane for his teammate to the rim. You see that a lot. They do that a lot. Um, he just didn't really do it early enough, and there wasn't the best angle on this one, but they do that pretty effectively. And then you get the kick to the wing there, and he's going to drive it. And you notice, really this possession, great job, uh, East Carolina for the most part. Ford does a good job of walling here. And if you notice, what's he do? He could force it right there. You got 17 seconds on the shot clock. Uh, you got stopped. You could take a really tough contested two there, or you can make the right play, which he does, and they do most often. Kick the ball out and let your teammate go. So again, he kicks it to that high slot, and that ball doesn't stick there. The ball never sticks in the slot for Houston. They're shooting it in the slot, they're driving in the slot, or they're getting that ball out of the slot for the next guy. And he kicks it to the slot and does a good job of exiting out, and it really creates this double gap um, for the driving score. So we'll watch that again, and I won't stop it. Just let you guys watch it through. Left-hand drive. He's 12's left-handed. Gets to his spot, doesn't force it. Ball moves out of the slot quick, and you got a double gap drive. Got the little zipper screen there into their weave. Okay, let's watch here. So you got the zipper screen into a handoff, and it really just ends up being 1-4 high. Kind of some false motion there to run, 8 to 10 seconds off the shot clock. But this is an example where they're going to post their guards. So on the catch, he's just going to dive. And really, I mean, Tulsa here is lucky because there's so much separation there. He's able to get a full head of steam on that duck in, hard duck in, and just watch the spacing here. And boom. This is another example of kicking early. Tulsa's deciding to double those mid post catches. So he doesn't try to dribble into trouble. He doesn't try to force a tough two. He's looking for his teammates. Doesn't even dribble it. I mean, again, let me back up a little more here. I mean, he doesn't even have to bounce the ball. And this is the first possession of the basketball game. I won't get into it too much because it's not relevant to this video, but this is why I despise doubling in the mid post, low post. Very few guys deserve that amount of respect, in my opinion, because it creates a non necessary rotation. And he doesn't even have to make a dribble here, and he's got the defense scrambling. And it's the first possession of the game. Now, if this guy's torched you in that area, and then yeah, you're gonna have to do something. But first possession of the game with no dribble, no nothing, he's able to create a rotation, gets it out of there quick. That ball skipped, and they do a really good job of playing off two and using shot fakes, ball fakes. Here's an action that I already had clipped up. I just call it veer cross. I have no idea what they call it. Starts with a little zipper screen here into that veer screen. And look where they get the ball. They get that ball into the mid post. A lot of false motion there to get to the cross screen is what they're really wanting to get to. And that mid post area is where they live. Watch it again here with slow motion. Get that zipper screen. That through action. Pretty physical cross screen there. He looks, he sees no help, so that's his key. I'm going to go score the ball. The help comes, shot fake, and he gets hit going to the free throw line. It's just a spread ball screen against a team that we all know guards really well, but I love this adjustment from Kelvin Sampson that they made in this game. If you guys watched this game, Virginia was up most of this game and really bothered them with their defense, which they do to everybody they play. But this was a great adjustment. They went to their spread ball screen stuff because really their mid post stuff wasn't there because Virginia's so dang solid there. So they go to the spread ball screen. All right. Virginia's taught to help. That's what they do. They help early, they help often. He's going to turn the ball screen down, and then he's going to set what I call, and I have no idea what everybody else calls it, but I call it pinning the tag. So he's going to set this pin screen on the tag guy. And they tag early, they tag often. Pack line teams often are taught to help and overhelp, if I'm being honest. And they're really good at it. But this is a good adjustment here. So he's going to turn the ball screen down and get downhill. He's kind of this help guy. He's going to either help on the roller, or in this instance, he's going to help on the driver. So to take advantage of that, sneak him to the corner, and 21's going to go pin down on that help guy. Really, he doesn't even have to screen him here because he's so much in help that watch that again in slow motion. They went to this exclusively down the stretch. I mean, that's just a great action. He's going to pin the tag right there. And again, honestly, that's deeper in the paint than what they usually get. Usually he kicks that from the elbow. But again, he doesn't charge. He gets off 2. Look how important that is here to get off 2 feet. If he runs in there off 1 foot and tries to throw that jumping in there, he's going to charge. But he doesn't. He gets off 2 right there. Boom, he's off 2 feet. Now I got options. I can shoot it. He could even kick it to 25 out here, but he makes the right decision, kicks it to the shooter, their best shooter. And I really like that adjustment from their staff. They run a lot of this through action. Through action to me is just when the first guy that passes it is going to go through. So he passes to the wing. He's going to go settle in here in the middle, and then he'll kick out to the wing. That's what I consider the through action. Again, a lot of this is false motion. They get this little rub screen. Watch it again in slow-mo here. One is going through. And then Sasser, who's their best player, and they use him as a screener a lot. Smart. Sets that little decoy rub screen just into a ball screen. That's just getting your best player in space to make plays, and that's what they do. Okay, so now we're going to get into quickly what I believe is their biggest asset and what they do the best as far as scoring the basketball. Obviously, what they do best is on the defensive end. They're the top defensive team in the country in terms of points per game given up. I think it's like 56 points a game, which is unbelievable. But offensively, what I think they do best is that they rebound their misses so often. And it's strategic. It's something that they work on. They're physical. And really, it's just about having a level of toughness that the opponent doesn't have, really, is what it comes down to most times. And obviously, there's some positioning stuff like that. But really, it's effort and toughness. And it's something that they obviously harp on. It's really remarkable. I don't have too many clips, but I have a few we'll get into. So here, where's the ball? Mid post. I know we've harped on that. That's where they live. He sees no help, so he gets to his shot. Now, I want you to watch here. Watch this big here. He's going to get this rebound over 3 guys, and it's not because he outjumped them. Boom, right here. He's got 3 guys all in there scrapping, and he's able to muscle that ball away, tip it out, and something that they do, and I know it's nothing that they created or anything, but they kick the ball out off offensive rebounds. I know it's a real popular thing nowadays, is to get threes off of ORs, and they kick it out quick and get back into a reset. Very unselfish style of play. I mean, look at this. He's going to pass that shot up because he's not percentage-wise a great shooter. He's going to pass that shot up to get the ball where? To the low to mid post. And again, this is off second opportunity. And I mean, I don't know what East Carolina's doing there. I don't know if he expected middle help, but that's off second chance. Again, another offensive rebounding clip here. Same guy. Tips it to himself, gets it out. I mean, it's immediate. Effort. Tips it to himself and immediately doesn't even peek at the rim, doesn't even think about trying to score it himself, gets it out, and they make a quick extra pass off of offensive rebound. I mean, it's the unscripted moments, guys. The unscripted moments um, are what wins you games. One more time. Watch his effort. Tips it to himself, immediately kick, immediate extra pass. Boom. I know it's only 2 clips, guys, but trust me, and any coaches watching this, you guys probably already know. But if you haven't seen them play, watch them play. They offensive rebound better than any team in the country. I know they're top. I think they're top 10 in the country in offensive rebounding this year, and I know the past 2 years, I think they might have led the country in offensive rebounds per game. Um, but really, it's not about just getting the offensive rebounding. It's about being able to score off those second chances. And when you give up 56 points a game and you can rebound off your misses at this kind of clip, that shows you why they're a number one seed and why they're one of the top teams in the country. All right, last thing we'll cover, just real quick, we're gonna look at 2 of their baseline of bounds actions. You'll see the common theme that they adopt in the half court as well. It's a lot of physical screening, pretty good spacing, and that mid post area. So you got the little cross screen. Really, it's just going to end up into a 4 high action. And that's the same action we broke down earlier in the half court. They get to that 4 high action and they like to dive their wing to post the guards. And I mean, that's pretty high post right there. But same concept, left-handed player. I mean, what I really like about this is the patience and just being able to decision make. So right here, he faces up. He can see the floor. What's happening here? Is there help coming? No. East Carolina has decided that they're not going to help on this. They're not going to double him in that area. Look at the open area here. So once he realizes that the help's not coming, he's going to make that decision to go score the basketball. Gets to his spot, and what's he do? Does he fly in there off of 1 foot, begging for a foul? He does not. He gets off 2 feet. Excellent. And I know he misses the shot here, but this is just emphasizing everything that we've covered so far. The unselfishness, the good spacing. I mean, this is good spacing. Look how much these guys are hugged up here. I mean, look at this double gap area. Now, I mean, I don't know. I should know this, but I don't know his 3-point percentage. I know I've seen him offensive rebound and play in the post mostly. But look, early help, early help, early help. Is he going to get in here and charge? Is he going to get in here and take a contested 2 against a 7-footer? No, he is not. He's going to early kick that ball, create a rotation. Gets 2 guys closing on him. He's able to go by them both, and he misses the shot, but you guys understand. Such great action. Let's watch it again. I'll try not to stop it. Great spacing on the ball screen. Is able to get an angle, turn it down, early kick, drive the closeout, and I think they'd take that shot every time. I know I would. So that's going to do it, guys, for our breakdown. We broke down some of their stats, some of their half-court sets, and overall their system overall. Living in that mid post and early kicks is what I really harped on because that's what stood out to me. And we broke down their offensive rebounding, which I think is what they do the best from that standpoint. And then lastly, we broke down a couple baseline of bounds. Again, if you guys want any of these clips, I'm going to leave my email and my Twitter right here. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Just shoot me a message on Twitter or email me and say, "Hey, Coach, can I get this this diagram for this clip?" And I will shoot it over to you as quickly as I can. Please, again, I encourage you to go to fastmodelsports.com, check out my profile on there, as well as thousands of other really good coaches out there with amazing content for free, 100% free. You can get breakdowns and all that good stuff for absolutely free. And if you want Fast Draw or Fast Scout, they offer that software as well for a really, really good price. So I encourage you to go check that out. And again, guys, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing.